All right, so great job. This first one used addition and substitution. AB plus BC equals ED plus DC, addition. And then substitution. What's going on? Subs to spelling bee. Questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
So I said like AB plus BC equals AC.
No. Set them equal, because now you're doing substitution and addition in one step. Okay. Set them equal to each other, then you can substitute in. Do the addition and substitution, 2 separate steps. Okay. Anything else? All right, ready to go down a little bit different road now. Here we go. Here's your new fact for today. It's up on the board over there. I'm starting a pink column over there because that's dealing with angles. All right. Here's your first angle fact today. You probably knew this, but how's it going to go into a proof? All right angles are congruent. If you have 2 right angles, we can say they're congruent by all right angles are congruent. I know you know that, but how's it going to fit into a proof? So what I need you to do right now, all I want you to do with this first proof, set it up. Mark your diagram, put in your statements and reasons. All right, go ahead. I'll give you about a minute. Mark your diagram with whatever markings you think are reasonable here based on the givens. We should have a few right angle symbols up here. Everyone's got a right angle at ACB because that was given. Make sure we got a right angle at ACB. All right, now let me start calling on people. Good morning. How are you? I'm doing well too. Thanks for asking. What about this symbol right here? What do you got for me? 9. That symbol. Perpendicular. What's that mean in forms, Ellen? What do perpendicular lines form? Because I got to put more markings on my diagram. Right angles. So where CD and AB meet, I should have right angles. All right? All good? All right. Now my diagram's marked. I got my statements, reasons there. Now look at the proof statement. Why is ACB and ADC equal to each other? Look at your diagram. Why angle ACB and angle ADC are both equal? Just talk to me about it. 7. Who's got 7? Just talk. Why is ACB and ADC equal to each other?
Because they both have right.
They're both right angles, right? And what do you know about 2 angles that are right angles? They're congruent. But here's the problem. Your diagram says they're right angles, but I don't grade your diagram. You know what I grade? Your statements and reasons. And written right now, written in your statements, reasons, how many right angles do you have? Written in your diagram, how many angles did you tell me were right angles? 3.
In the diagram?
No, in your statements, reasons. The one I grade. In your statements, reasons, how many right angles have you written down? 1. Have you written down the other one yet? ADC? No. So before you tell me right angles are congruent, you need to write in your statements that they're both right angles. I don't care how beautiful your diagram looks. I don't grade that. I grade what's in here. And right now, you only have one right angle written down. You need to tell me, hey, ADC is a right angle. Before you tell me they're congruent, you got to write in your proof that they're right angles. Now, why would my reason be here? How did we know that was a right angle? Because what? I had what in the givens? Perpendicular lines. So we're going to keep writing this. Perpendicular lines form right angles. How many right angles do you have written down now in your proof? Two. Now you can tell me they're what? Congruent to each other. All right, everyone good? I don't care how beautiful your diagram looks. I don't even look at it when I grade your tests and quizzes. I look at what's in the statement's reason. So if you're going to tell me right angles are congruent, you better have that they are right angles. And that's how I use this new fact. Questions? How I use all right angles are the biggest thing. Again, I know I've stressed on this a lot. You have to have both right angles in your proof already before you say they're equal. Your diagram doesn't count. All right, go ahead, 2. Set it up. Mark it. This is going to be the toughest one we've done to date. It puts everything we've talked about together now. You got some perpendicular lines, and you have a pair of congruent angles. Mark your diagrams. Mark your diagrams. Because you got to see it to write it. Got perpendicular lines. Make sure we put some symbols for your perpendicular lines in there too. Find the angles that are congruent. Put your arc marks, right? Put your arc marks. All right, here we go. So what did you have on your diagram? The perpendicular lines, we should add a right angle right here at angle ABD. And we should add a right angle at DGF because those lines are perpendicular, or line segments are perpendicular. Then we should have had arc marks at angle ABC and angle FGE. We should have had arc marks. All right, let's buckle up. Focus in, lock in. Look at the angles I'm trying to prove congruent. Don't mark them, all right, because they're not congruent. That's our job. Everyone look where DBC is. Everyone just focus on DBC. See how it's right here? Everyone agree? DBC? All right, now look at, I got the right angle and I have this congruent angle marked. look at your diagram or mine. What can I do with the right angle and this angle here to get to that angle I'm looking for? Nothing new here. I'm not breaking out anything new. What can we do with the big right angle, 90 degrees, and this one to get to the one next to it, DBC? What can I do with it here? Charlie.
You should be able to take the 90 degrees from the angle you know and then subtract it by
Done.
45. So you're going, right?
Just subtract. That's all I need to do here. That's all I need to subtract. Everyone agree? I could take the right angle and subtract the congruent angle and get the one I'm looking for, DBC. Does everyone see the subtraction in action? Like that one? All right. Poet didn't even know it. Okay, never mind. And then this one, I got a ton of them. I got a ton of corny ones. And everyone see this right angle right here? And then the congruent angle. What can I do to those two to get to DGE? I can also subtract. All right. So are we all good that it's a subtraction proof here? All right, great. But how many quantities do you need to subtract? 2. How many congruent quantities do you see in the givens? 1. So I need to come up with the other one that I'm subtracting. All right. What are we subtracting? Right angle minus these two, right? Everyone agree? Right angle minus these two. So what's my missing one? What's my second pair going to be? The right angles. If you can say the right angles are congruent, then I can subtract because that's my second pair. All right, so how do I get the right angles congruent? Same way I got up there. Have you told me yet, in your statement's reasons, have you told me they're right angles yet? Oh, we better do that then before you tell me they're equal. So angle ABD and angle FGD are right angles. Are you starting to pick up on what's always going to be the reason? Same reason as above, which was perpendicular lines form right angles. Now what? I still need to tell you what about those right angles? That they're congruent. Hey, get used to this. It's a 2-step process every proof. Tell me the right angles, then tell me they're congruent. Tell me the right angles, then tell me they're congruent. Angle ABD congruent to FGD, all right angles congruent. And now do you see that gives you your second pair to subtract? Now I have 2 pairs of angles I can subtract. All right, calling on somebody here. Let me know what 2 angles you want to subtract. 2. I want to subtract what? Angle. Not here. Yep, I know. 10. What 2 angles do you want to subtract?
ABD.
Yep, let me just. Yep.
ABC.
Yep. ABD minus angle ABC, the congruent one. Great job. Equals on the other side. What 2 angles do you want to subtract? 4.
Angle FGE and FGD.
FG. Got it. Yep. And that's subtraction. And I told you guys it's never going to change, whether it's now or mid-March. What's after subtraction always? Substitution. 5-stepper, huh? DBC. Before we move on to the next one, I just want to explain how this is different than proofs in the past. We noticed it was subtraction. That's nothing different. We've always had subtraction. And how many, and we started out with how many pairs of equal quantities? Only 1, right? Now, here's the issue. In the past, like last night, when you started out with 1, the second pair would always be a reflexive pair. That's the mindset you're in, right? It will always be a reflexive pair. Well, now it's not. In this case, it was the second pair wasn't reflexive. It was a pair of right angles instead. All right, so sometimes it's not going to be reflexive anymore. It might be a pair of right angles. Questions from you guys? All right, next up is one you're going to do on your own. Before you start, before you start, I do want to give you a little assistance. Does anybody see anything about perpendicular lines here? Me neither. Anybody see anything about right angles? All right, so just because it's right angle day doesn't mean every proof's going to have a right angle in it. This one doesn't, but you do see what vocabulary words? Bisector, bisector. This is from yesterday. Okay, this is from yesterday. 2-3 minutes in your group. Go ahead and talk about it. Has nothing to do with right angles, but everything to do with bisectors. You guys finish it up there. I got half of FBC equals angle 2. And I got half of EAB equal to angle 1, definition of a bisector. Anytime you take half an angle, it's going to be because of the vocabulary term, whether it's bisector or midpoint. And then step 3, now you tell me the halves are equal. All right, nice job. All good? Got your calc sign in. I don't know if you'll need it, but just to be right next to you. I know you're going to be so disappointed to get away from the proofs for a second and do some algebra. All right, here we go. Here you go. Gave you some information. Why don't you mark your diagram with it? Line RST is perpendicular to ray SQ, so we should be able to put a couple markings around RST and SQ. And then the measure of RSU, so everyone find angle RSU, that's 89 degrees. You got a right angle symbol on your diagram as well for the perpendicular. Hopefully I'm right here or right below QST as well. All right, now I just changed the directions up. Look at the directions. Does it say prove anymore? No, so I don't need statements reasons. I definitely don't want statements reasons. It just says find, and you know what? Just find the darn thing. All right. So the first one I'm asking you to find is, hey, what's the measure of RSQ? All right. So take a look at your diagram, and based on the givens, what's the degree measure of RSQ? 10. Want to help? RSQ? 90 degrees. Yep. Now here's the only thing you got to worry about. Everyone see in bold what I have written there? Justify your answer. Meaning, why did Iris just pick 90 degrees? Why did she pick 45, 180? Give me some. Now, I'm not looking for one concrete answer. I will be definitely flexible in the answers you give me. So why is it 90? That's what I want to know. All right, stud, here we go. This should be good.
SQ bisects RST. It's perpendicular.
Why'd you add bisects in there?
Oh, I'm not talking about. No, it's perpendicular.
Okay, so what do you know about perpendicular lines?
The 90 degrees.
Okay. Well, form right angles.
Form right angles.
Okay, that's fine. You could say right angles equal 90. Right? I don't. It's just something that tells me this is why I know that angle's 90. All right, write it all out. I'm being flexible. I don't need one. This is not like the reasons column of a proof. I'll be flexible. So I'm just going to write perpendicular lines, form right angles. If you want to write right angles equal 90, fine. I just need to know something from you that tells me you know that's 90. All right, what about the measure of QST? For QST?
90 again.
Also 90, yeah. Why? Right? Why? Just tell me why in your own words. This is all you here. 11? Why? Fine, that's fine. Right angles equal 90. Or hey, you want to be a stud here? You already got that angle's 90. Supplementary angles add to 180. Oh, great. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I got one more. How about angle TSU? TSU. Not 90. Sorry, I wish. And then not all 90, huh? 7 when you're ready. TSU.
91.
91. All right. How's that 91 degrees? In your own words, please. How's that 91? 12. Why is that 91?
Higher.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. 3. Why is that 91?
I said supplementary angles equal 180.
Straight lines, straight angles add to 180. Linear pairs are supplementary, right? All right, anything works. So that's on tonight's homework too. If justify your answer comes up, linear pairs. One job. If that comes up, just write a little response why you put the number you did down. All right? Questions, comments, any concerns? So why don't we get going with the 10 minutes that we have. Please, if you're stuck or you just want me to look over your proof when you're done, call me over. Be more than happy to. Work with other people if you want, move around.